Hey guys, it's Sarah. It is September 6th, and I just wanted to bring in a message today for your Rebel Soul. And I'm feeling really strongly to just kind of bring this in on why I discuss Rebel Soul. Because, first off, with our Rebel Soul, our Rebel Self, I just want to kind of, here's an idea to put out there, okay? The things that we view as normal, the knowledge that we see as conventional as truth, these are things that are social constructs. Much like gender, sex, right? Sex is something that, well, it can be something you do, but something that you are born into, right? You are either male, female, intersexed, whatever that works for you. That's something that you're born into, concrete. Gender's something we do. It's the way that we do our hair. It's the way that we put our makeup on, how we dress, how we act. Where we feel that society has informed us on what it is like to be a woman. What is it to be a man? A lot of these ideas are archaic. And even though we've moved so far into this idea of equality, we're still met with challenges on being authentic and going about the route that we may want to do, because first off, it may not fit into most of the people that you know's idea of what is right, what is normal. And I just want to say, let's flip the script. Let's go, hey, you know what? The past 50 years has informed this generation of what society should look like. Why don't we take it back? Why don't we be a sacred rebel in our world, effect social change by redefining what it means in our own worlds here? So this is why I've changed my name, right, to Grassroots Evolution, because how can I say right here, right now, the things that I see within this world that aren't working, the societal constructions, right, these social constructions, how can I break free of these limiting systems of belief into how I should act? Because who gets a chance, who gets a choice in how you act and how you portray yourself into this world? That's only you, right? So at the end of the day, with our Rebel Soul, I want to see what Spirit would have to guide us along the way into walking a more authentic path. So I'm going to ask at this time Archangel Metatron and Archangel Raphael join us, as well as I'm going to ask that Archangel Michael protect and guard this reading, as well as any of you who feel that you need it. If you feel on a daily basis, making a daily practice, ask Archangel Michael to bless you, to fill you with love and surround you with light, and know that you can release whatever fears that you have to him. You know, he is here divinely to protect you, okay? So let's put that down and ask Spirit now. Spirit, what message do you have for anyone who's watching? Bottom is power of attraction. So whatever it is that you want to attract in here. There's two things twofold about this. One is that you want to stay in the light with whatever you're attracting, because if you allow yourself to kind of go between the light and the darkness, the light and the darkness, it's whatever we're bringing, we're magnetically pulling that to us. So we want to stay high vibration. Right now I've got selenite and clear quartz. So very, very high vibration stones, keeping within the light. Okay, so we got two that fell out here. The first one is collaborative dreaming. Restore and replenish. And receiving. First up with this card right here, John Lennon, right? You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. If you share a vision or have an idea that you think is really important for this world, chances are someone else feels the same way. To be this authentic rebel soul is not an easy path to do. just a second. Alright, I'm back. It's not easy to do. But know that at the end of the day, if you are using your brain in the highest function, just a minute. Alright, I'm back. I'm not going to pause it, or I'm not, sorry, I did pause it. I'm not going to do anything with this. We're just going to keep going here because, you know, anyway, I'm being called to do it. Kids don't feel like it's cooperative time, so let's just move on. Could be a time to rest and replenish as well, because being this divine rebel you are, it takes a lot out of you, right? It's time to really get in that fetal position. You know, maybe you want to put some rocks or crystals around you and really heal. Take the time to, she's got shells there too, just really bask in your emotions. And I'm almost seeing this as like the mandala. Okay, here she is, and in her infancy outwardly goes, you know, our shell. She is not wearing one. She is completely naked in her vulnerability at this point, with all the shells that she's outgrown kind of laying around her in this protective space, and knowing there's growth around her as she releases anything that's no longer serving her, any shells that are no longer meant to be around her, because there is a difference between protection and calling in divine protection and asking for you know, your guards or your guardians, your guides, Archangel Michael, the universe to protect you. There's a difference between hiding ourselves away. And hiding ourselves away sometimes definitely is important to restore and replenish our emotional body, our energy levels, okay? But know that if you can do this, be open to receiving. And this is twofold. This is receiving this cup of well, water, right? Receiving this cup of love from yourself, from others, being able to receive when you're dreaming collaboratively, being able to receive the messages as well, being able to receive the light. And this is all about the head. So this is, again, the higher chakras. But just take a rest period. And know that you aren't the only person who may be sharing the same vision that you are. So if you're feeling like you want to shake up some societal norms and you want to shake up some knowledge, I mean, that stuff, it's a production of knowledge. Epistemology, look it up. It is, how do we know what we know? Well, you know what? A bunch of people told us what we know. And it's time to be able to stand back and say, no, 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 no. There's a whole world that is different from what you've been told. So, I want to also ask, because this is sometimes difficult, right? Just a moment before I go any further. Because receiving was at the bottom of the deck, and this is the one that's often the most difficult. It is easy to see that, you know what, maybe this is what I want to do is something that is shared. Maybe I'm not the only one seeing these visions. Maybe I'm not the only ones having these dreams. It is possible to share our dreams. Taking the time to replenish and being able to receive these messages, we need to be open to receive that, regardless of whether it is love, whether it is psychic gifts, whether it is wholeness within ourselves. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to say that I'm going to read you out a little bit of a meditation for receiving. And while I paused it, I was contemplating whether or not to pull in a crystal mandala oracle or not. But where I feel like what we're going to do to be able to integrate any of the ramblings and the knowledge that's come through today for you, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an idea for the healing process of opening up any blocks that we have to being able to receive. Okay, so first off, I'm going to give you a minute, pause me if you need to, if you want to pull in any kind of crystals with this. If not, you don't need to. We're just going to do a quick little meditation. So at this time, take your shoes off, wiggle up, kind of get yourself loose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Do this again, and this time pull in white light into your crown. Feel this light come down through your whole body. and release anything inauthentic or negative. And one more time. Take this deep breath in. Fill your whole body with love and light and air. And exhale anything that shouldn't be there. And if you want to keep your eyes closed and imagine that, as well as with your breath,